Moules marinières has got to my all-time favourite dish. It's really easy to cook and it's absolutely cheap as chips to make as well, which is fantastic. So get yourself down to the fishmongers or the supermarket and get some fantastic mussels. When you bring them home, if you're not going to cook them that night, when you store them, pop them into a big roomy bowl and keep them open up. Don't keep them in the bag that they come in, let them breathe and just store them overnight in the fridge. They're absolutely fine like that. At this stage, any that remain open, like this one here, give it a little tap with a knife. And if that doesn't want to close, which it's not, get rid of it. When you go for the mussels, look through them, and there's a couple here that have got little kind of cracks and things on them. Get rid of those. Now the rest of them all look pretty good. You see, that's nice and tightly closed, it's not opening at all, so that's absolutely fine. And just go through them all, one by one, just make sure they're nicely tightly closed, and that's absolutely fine, they're great. Now the other thing, mussels do tend to have this beard on them. Just grab hold of it and just waggle it like that. And it should just come away, a little bit of force, that's it just comes away, so get rid of that. And you can see this one's got a barnacle on it as well. I wouldn't worry too much about it, but if you do want to get rid of it, what you can do is just get a knife and just kind of chip it away. It does take a bit of time, but if you fancy doing that, you could by all means do that. Okay, so here are the key ingredients for making moules marinières, and it's really simple. It's probably most of it you'll have in your store cupboard. A lovely bottle of chilled white wine, some garlic, some shallots, bit of butter to cook it all in, and some fresh parsley just to finish the whole dish off. So let's get started. So take a shallot. What I tend to do is cut the entire thing in half, trim the end off, and then the skin should come away pretty easily. And actually, in fact, I'll probably only use half a shallot because these are quite large. Just pop those under there. So here we go. So just cut down the length of the shallot like that. Watch my fingers. Oops. And then just chop it, dice it as finely as you can. That should do it. I don't want too much because it's got quite a strong flavour. That's fine. And then I absolutely adore garlic, so I always put in probably far too much, but I love the stuff. So I'm going to go for 3 cloves. So what I do is just take the root end off the cloves, like that. And then bash it with the flat of your knife just to loosen the skin. And then the skin comes away really easily. And that also acts to kind of get it crushed and get it started. Get all those flavours coming out. There we go, my eyes are watering, it's quite strong. And then, again, just chop those up. They're going to have a really good cooking with plenty of butter and white wine, so they don't need to be too fried. So that's the basis of all the flavours for the moules marinières. So now at the stage where we're ready to cook the mussels, they're all washed and ready, prepared. So I've got a nice big roomy pan here that we can cook in, and I've got it heating already. And I'm going to drop some butter into the pan. You can see that sizzle straight away. And then those shallots and bits that we chopped earlier on, we've got plenty of garlic and shallots straight into the pan. There we go. And then just give that a quick stir around. Smell is absolutely amazing with the garlic. Right, so they're sizzling away really nicely now, and I'm going to add a really good glug of white wine. And the trick here is just to keep your lid off it and let that keep cooking, and what's going to happen is it'll evaporate and the flavours will intensify, and when it's at that point we'll add the mussels. So I'm sure you can see all the steam in the pan right now, and that means that it's on a really rapid boil and it's ready for me to add the mussels. The key thing here is make sure you're adding them from a colander, make sure they're absolutely bone dry. You don't want any water going into the pan that you've used to wash the mussels in because you don't want to dilute all that flavour. So grab your mussels, straight into the boiling hot stock, lid on straight away, and that's going to take probably 2 or 3 minutes. And don't be tempted to keep lifting that pan lid off, just let it do its own thing. Just every now and then, just carefully give the pan a quick shake, and that'll get them all agitating and moving around in the stock and cooking through really nicely. Right, so the mussels have been cooking for probably about 3 or 4 minutes now, which is probably more than enough time. I've got some lovely fresh parsley there that's very roughly chopped, ready to go on in the last minute. So let's get ready, take that lid off. Wow, they look fantastic. So get that parsley over the top of them straight away, and then what you can do, take that straight to the table, serve it with loads and loads of crusty bread, and let everyone really just help themselves and dunk it.